Welcome to our YouTube channel. This is our childhood home. It's been in our family. We are now the third generation. It's been in our family since the 50s. It was built in 1910. And in 2020, our dad died of leukemia, and me, my brother, my sister inherited it. My mother is still living here. She's been living here for 40 years. And if you can see to your right is the smaller part of the house, and where I'm standing is the bigger part. My grandparents divided the house into two different living units. Originally, it was one big house with, I think, about, I'll have to count, 7 bedrooms? Yes, 7 bedrooms. You can see it's got beautiful features with all these architectural features with the blocks and the woodwork. And a few years ago we painted, actually last year we painted the outside, just the walls of the house. We haven't done any of the woodwork. You can see how the front door is looking. So let's go inside to give you a tour of the house. So this is the foyer or the entrance hall, depending on in which country you're living. It still has the original beautiful tiled entrance floor. It's just one tile that's broken. And if you go to your left, just get this door closed. If you go to your left, it is the main bedroom. It has beautiful pressed ceilings if you look up. Unfortunately, it's been taken over by mildew. Oh, mold, I'm not exactly sure which one. I have to admit, since we've inherited the house for the last 4 years, the upkeep and the maintenance of the house wasn't done properly. And this is the reason why we're embarking on this journey, is to document our journey of how we are renovating each room in this house. It's going to take us quite a while, as if you can have a look at it all. And then through this door is the ensuite bathroom. Originally, this was part of the porch, and it was enclosed in the 80s when my parents moved in here, and it was a bathroom. They remodeled the bathroom, I think in 2010. Yeah. I think it was 2010. This bath originally was on the porch for many years, and then my dad had it fixed and brought it back into this bathroom. Because the 80s bathroom literally ended where I'm standing here now. It was just a shower, toilet, and a basin, and then they decided to extend it. Please bear in mind that my mother's been living here for 40 years. She has a lot of collections of items. At one stage she collected bears, then she collected milk jugs, then she collected all these green vintage bottles, and I'm trying to remember all her different collections through the years. So she is keeping everything. So part of this journey with me and my sister with her is to let go of certain items. So I'm going to use the word hoarding. I have the same problem. I think it's running in our genes, the hoarding problem. So I also have to let go of stuff which is part of my journey. If you go down this hallway, you will see it has the same interesting texture on the wall that looks like somebody's fingers that's been worked into the plaster. This was done by my grandmother. This isn't originally from 1910. I remember her telling me the story of how the guy did it. And then if we go to your left, it is the sitting room / dining room. It has beautiful wooden paneling. And at the moment, paneling is such a huge trend, but this is from the 1910. Here is I don't know why they did it actually, but it looks like a fake mantelpiece. But it is a fake mantelpiece. We always just wish there was a real fireplace in here, because in winter this house gets seriously cold. Here the wood paneling has already been damaged by damp. So that's why this part looks like that. Also another beautiful pressed ceiling. You can see with leaks from the roof, there's also been damage. I don't know how we're going to fix that though. And if we walk out of here into the hallway again, yeah, you can see there's lots of wood paneling throughout the whole house. I don't think this wood paneling has been painted since the 80s. That's why it's such a yellowy, weird color. In here is what they would call, what my mother used as the pajama lounge. It's a very difficult room. It's got a lot of doors. And it's got a fireplace. Also that same finger technique on the wall. This was originally my grandmother, when she was living here, the dining room. And if we walk through here, this was my brother's bedroom when he was living here, or when we were kids. My grandmother had this weird thing that she would put basins in bedrooms. This is not the only part of the house where there's a basin in the bedroom. Also the beach house that we inherited from her also have basins in the bedroom. It was, apparently my sister said this was a status thing way back to have a basin in your bedroom, which to me is bizarre. You can see it's also a problem. It needs to be need to get attention like quite urgently. This room was actually not part of the original build of the house. It was built on afterwards. I assume it was done by my grandmother because it has a flat roof. We at one stage will have to get onto the roof to see where exactly these leaks are coming from and what need to be fixed. Yeah. I don't know what you call this, but because this was a dining room, this was like a service area that you can, because on the other side of this is a little sliding door, is the kitchen, and you can hand your food through this little window to bring to the table. And you can see with this, you can see how thick the walls are of this house. It is very, very thick. And the reason why they built the houses like this is to keep the heat out in summer. You will also notice in the house, the way the windows are facing is everything was built to keep the heat out, so the house is nice and cool in summer, but in winter it's also very cold. Also the height of the ceiling is very high. And if you turn to your left, it's the kitchen. The kitchen was quite recently remodeled by my mother, but mostly the scullery. Only this was replaced. She still wants to finish it, so it's halfway done. These tiles were here from the 50s when my grandmother was moved into the house. Originally, I will find the picture because we have the picture. There was this ugly linoleum flooring on the wooden floor, but my parents picked that up when we moved in here in the 80s. Then through here is the scullery, or how they would say, the butler's pantry. Yeah, here's the collection of the vintage green bottles that I was talking about that my mother collects. And through the scullery is the washing area, or the laundry area. Don't know if you've noticed, English is actually our second language. So if there is a few grammar mistakes or pronunciation mistakes, that will be the reason why. We are Afrikaans. It's our mother tongue. So if we walk through the kitchen or out of the kitchen and we walk straight into, which is now the guest bedroom. Originally it was my sister's bedroom, and when my grandparents lived in the house, this was the room where my great-grandmother stayed in, because she lived with my grandparents. So this was her room, and then my sister's room. You will notice the texture on the wall. It's like a very rough texture. And my mom said they painted it with a specific brush, because originally when they moved in, there were wallpaper on the walls, and they couldn't remove the wallpaper, so they just painted it with a rough surface brush, which created this texture. There's also a lot of work around the ceiling. Yeah, I mean, most of the stuff that's in here is stuff like that was in our flats when we were students, and that's like 20 years ago. It's literally crazy. So, and here's the teddy bears that my mom collected. So as you can see, we really need to help her declutter so that you can see all the beautiful architectural beauty of the house, which is currently covered with, I'm going to use the word clutter or stuff, but if I use the word stuff, it always reminds me of the movie Devil Wears Prada, where Meryl Streep says, stuff? You call these things stuff? Because obviously some of the stuff, I will use the word again, means something to her. She's got sentimental value to it. So that's what we need to figure out. What is she just keeping for keeping's sake, and what really sentimental to her? So to your left is the bathroom. This is the original bathroom of the house. In this huge house, there were only one bathroom, and then, as we would call it, the powder room, or just one toilet. The floor has been here since the 50s. I'm not sure if my grandmother did it or if it was done by the previous owners. Before my grandparents bought the house, it only belonged to one other family, and they were the family that built the house. If you look at the floor, it's a very strong floor. I mean, if you can think it's survived how many years? I mean, say it was built in the 50s. It's been surviving for 70 years. It's a good cement floor. I don't like the pattern that much, the coloring, but anyway. Tiles are also from the 50s. I do like the small little green tile, the narrow one. And then you can see here that my dad, the tiles started popping off, and then he wanted to replace them, but they couldn't match the color for him. So it's actually not working. I think in the long run these tiles will have to go. I just don't know. We still need to decide which room we're gonna do first. We still have to do the whole assessment, but today is just a tour through the house. And here you can see is the division between the I didn't know it's gonna make a noise. Sorry. Between the smaller house and the bigger house. So we're not showing you the smaller house today because my brother is living there, and they're very private. So we're respecting his privacy. But in 3 months' time, I will be moving in next door with the kids, and then we will give you a tour through the house. I could never understand someone's little girl, like why it's curving at the top. Why isn't it straight? Oh, I must have said there's also curves in the other one. Okay. But yeah, this was an arch through to it's a very long hallway. So there's the arch here. And then through here is the, what we call the powder room, guest toilet. You can see it's got the same floor as the bathroom, just a different colorway. As I said, a really good floor that can last so long, but it's not really pretty anymore. Yeah, it's a bit Art Deco, as my sister said. And then this is my mom's sewing area. But we're going to rather use the word used to be, because I don't know when the last time she actually used the sewing machines. So there's also a lot of decluttering that needs to happen here. Then through here is my bedroom. That used to be my bedroom. And this is like the smallest bedroom in the whole house. All the others are quite spacious and big. Yeah, it also has, if you look at the walls, that rough texture because of the wallpaper that was underneath here. If I look here, I see, maybe Nicola can focus on it. There's like, it looks like there used to be a window or something in here. I've never noticed it. The light is catching so that we can see it now. So I wonder. So one of the things that we also would like to do is to get the original build, like architect plans. But somebody said to me that that part of the municipality might have had some water damage, but I'm speaking out of correction. I'm not 100% sure. So that's something that we're going to find out. Because it would be really nice to see what the house looked like originally. And actually, who were the first owners? We would also like to try to find that out. Yeah. Also, this door to me feels like it's not original. I think it was replaced by my grandmother because the handles are different. Okay, so this is our, like the whole tour of the house. You've seen the 4 bedrooms, you've seen the sitting room, the kitchen, and here's the arch. But I'm talking about that arch makes a weird scoop effect. Because if you close this up, it will be straight. So maybe it had a beautiful feature in it. Yeah. So as I said, we don't know what was it, why it have that weird scoop thing. That's the other thing that this has always bothered me, is why would you, in your main entrance, have your electricity box? To me, I would move it to the pantry, but I don't know how much it's going to cost. And also, now this texture of this wall is different than this one. So little stuff like this, it's been bothering me like my whole life, living in this house. Is why didn't they put this in the kitchen, and why doesn't it have the same texture? And then if we go out here, so we're now back into the TV room, drama lounge area. So if we go out here, it's a big porch. And this door leads back into the laundry area. And here is the washing line. So it's a nice big strip. If you look here, there used to be like staircase coming down that takes you up to the attic. But when we were kids, my dad, it got rotten so badly that he just removed it, because my mom was freaking out because our kids kept on climbing up and going to the attic, and she's like, one day just gonna fall down. Just get them, get this staircase away. And my dad fell when he was a boy, broken his arm. So we literally have to get into the attic to see what's going on with the roof, with all the leaks. So one of our next episodes will be us getting into that attic, but I might have to get a hazmat suit or something, because there's going to be a crap load of spiders. So yes, this is basically the whole house. You can see that the blocks was repeated here, but not the blocks here. So those blocks on the front is only on the front, not on the sides and the back of the house. Yeah, so as you can see, there's a lot of work that needs to be done. But we're going to tackle it bit by bit. Our next episode, we will discuss where we're going to start and try working out costs. So keep following us. Press the subscribe button, and press the subscribe button to follow our journey, how we document our renovation of the house. It's going to take a while. There's a lot of work. And we're going to tackle it like eating an elephant, little by little. Thanks. See you next time. Bye.